All right, it's No Topic Worship Wednesday.
No topic. Pure wing.
Here we go.
The Shepnaz podcast begins now.
Welcome to the Shepnaz podcast. I'm Joe, and I'm your host today for
Worship Wednesday.
Yes. Welcome in, guys.
Hey, thanks, Joe.
I realized I did not get the memo on wearing a band T-shirt today.
Oh, this is just old Levi's jeans.
Well, yeah, it kind of looks like a band T-shirt, though. I just thought maybe that was the Amish band that I've been following.
it's the Levi's. I knew it. This is not an eagle.
Yeah.
It's a
They
crow.
don't use electric guitars. They are powered by steam.
Yes. Steam powered.
Got to put gas in it every time you want to start her up.
Our sets are short because our generator's small.
Forgive me if I've offended any of our Amish listening community that has downloaded the app on their non-electrical cell phone.
Yep. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Well, how you guys doing today?
Oh, so good, Joe.
Great.
So good.
So, we're getting into the swing of things going on.
Yeah.
I think there's some upcoming events. I don't know that you're ready to talk about those yet, but there are some worship things coming up. Would you like to talk about those?
We do have a worship thing coming up, actually, in a few days from you listening to this.
Imagine that.
Crazy. Noah, you want to tell them what we're doing?
Yes, we'll have a worship night. September 7th at 6 o'clock at our Gahanna campus. The last few have been in Johnstown, so we'll be at our Gahanna campus. So at 6 o'clock this Sunday, we'd love to see you there. Come and worship. And normally there's a message, but this time we're going to be doing more of a extended prayer time and some prayer topics. And so you'll be able to get a chance with some groups and to pray, and then we'll worship and to see what the Lord does.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's going to be good. We haven't done a worship night at our Gahanna campus in a while. So the past, 2 or 3?
2.
The last 2
Yeah.
that we've done have been at our Johnstown campus, and those have been awesome. Love it. But yeah, really excited to be doing one here as well. It's going to be fun.
So we're inviting everyone from Johnstown to come down since we had people from Gahanna invited to go up to Johnstown. We'd love to see you guys come down, show us how you worship. That'd be great.
I love it.
Yeah, we'll set up a little area so that like we can have some back and forth maybe. No, I don't think that'd be a good idea.
It's a competition.
It's like a worship dance off.
Who worships harder?
I don't think we're going to do that.
I'm going to give it to the red team because when they hit their knees, I could hear it.
No, it'll be just like in elementary school when the teacher was doing stuff like you'd be standing beside your buddy and then she'd start doing the whole 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 thing,
yeah.
get separated, and then like, better not stand beside my buddy if I want to try to be on the right team. So
Valid.
yeah, we'll probably do something like that with the seating for worship night.
If you're wondering how we're switching it up this time around.
Never know. Come early. I
only
guess.
one way to find out.
All right. But that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sunday night. So
Looking forward to that. So yeah, please come. It's going to be a good time.
all right. So we're just moving through various topics today because as we started, we're like, we don't know that we necessarily have a particular topic, but I'll raise this one. We'll eventually get to the question you were talking about, but how about this for a second? So we had a listener, Brother Will, and
Brother Will. Oh boy.
Brother Will said a couple weeks ago we were talking about the difference between secular music and Christian music and kind of the influences and how they're infiltrating kind of each other in some ways, and one of the things that we said in passing raised a question, and Noah said that sometimes when he's listening to, I'll play the tape.
Cut it in here.
Now I'll go from memory and paraphrase, but something to the effect of sometimes when he listens to the river, even I think you mentioned Air One. You didn't mention K-Love, but I'm sure they do the same thing.
Yes.
That they play some songs that might be considered Christian songs, but not necessarily something that we could use on a Sunday morning as a worship song. And so for some, that might raise a question like, why would that be the case? Why would there be a song on a Christian radio station that you don't feel like you could use on a Sunday morning? So I am asking the question of the people. So that you can answer for us. Now, I guess I'll put Noah on the spot first, and then Zach can contribute. But since you made the statement, now you must
causing controversy.
Defend your position.
Yeah, so I think context matters in this situation. I think you got to know where you are and what crowd you're worshiping with. Like, I wouldn't get up there and play a metal song because I don't think that'd be productive, because I just don't think it would. And so some songs, I think some of them I don't even necessarily agree with theologically. So there's some of that goes into it.
He's raising all kinds of questions.
I know, man.
Now you know the next question is going to be, which songs don't you agree with? Right. But go on.
And so there's just, I think there are communal congregation songs. And I think there are some songs that talk about Jesus that are more of a hip hop beat that I wouldn't necessarily think is a congregational song. And even hymns, sometimes I'm like, is this productive to what we're trying to do or not do? And I just think style is some of it, and so some of what we're doing is more of a contemporary worship. And so some of these, like Tornwell's, for example, all his super upbeat stuff and all his, that's hard music to play, and it's hard to sing, and it's hard. And even some of the new Maverick City stuff is just really hard, and that I personally don't have the talent to do. And I don't want to, I would rather not be distracting and actually worship God. And I think you can worship to those. And I think there's a difference between praise and worship. And so that's kind of the thought process. Is this going to be a community thing that we can sing together, or is this going to be more of a performance type deal? And I just don't think performance is for the church.
Preach.
And I'll say that. I don't think I should have a dance routine. I don't think I should, go like this during a worship set. I just don't feel like that's for me, it wouldn't be authentic. Yeah. And so I'm not going to do that.
Touche. That's good. When I think of the difference of what I hear most of the time on a Christian radio station versus what we do for Sunday morning, there's a big difference to me, because yes, they can both be forms of worship, but I think there's a difference between individual one-on-one worship time and corporate worship time. There's nothing wrong with singing about how good God is and his attributes and the things that he's done for me. And I think those are good things. And though that does cross over, I think when you're in a corporate worship setting, it's we're all exalting together the glory of God. It's not like God did this for me as an individual. It's like God did this for us. And it's not so much talking about God, but talking to God, and not worshiping about God, but worshiping God himself. And so, yeah, when I listen to The River or K-Love or any of those others that are out there, there's times where I'll hear a song it is just about the positive attributes of God. And it does. When I'm in the car by myself and I hear those, I'm like, yeah, God, you are good and you are faithful and you keep your promises. You're the healer. You're these things, the names of God. And I consider that worship. But when I get together with a congregation of people, with a family of people, I don't want it to just be me in a room thanking God for the things he did just for me. I think it's more of like, what have you done for all of us? Well, how are you great for everyone, for the entire world, for the entire bit of mankind? So yes, to me, it's like they're both worship, but I think it's worship in two different contexts. It's like, this is how you're worshiping with your church community, and you can still worship individually in a more detailed, descriptive, personal thing.
And like, I don't think what they're doing is wrong.
Right.
I think Forrest Frank, I think he's great. And I think he's doing a lot for the kingdom. And like, just like Kane, like, I think they're doing cool things for the kingdom. But for the church setting, I don't think playing a Forrest Frank song would be communally worshipful.
Right.
You know, it would be fun. I'd have fun. But so not saying they're wrong, but I think it is fun to be able to listen in the car and listen to a more hype kind of beat and not have to listen to slow worship communal stuff. You know, I can drive without having to listen to expletives or sexual content, or I can listen to more beats that are fun and talking about Jesus, but I don't think that necessarily just qualifies it for worship time.
Yeah.
Well, and I think there's a technical aspect. You kind of started to touch on this as far as musicianship and things like that. And plus, they're doing a lot of things in the studio that don't really translate well in person.
Right.
And then there's a lot of, especially in a lot of kind of the modern pop Christian songs, you have a lot of lyrics that are just like rapid fire, you know, shooting off almost rap style, whether it's a hip hop or kind of a leaning towards rap, where they're going through a verse where the words are so coming out so fast that there's no way you're going to be able to bring along a whole congregation to be able to sing those songs with you. There was a time in the church where, and maybe for some that are still kind of wondering this in their head, I think where you can see the difference between the two is that in the 90s and even into maybe the early 2000s, in the church, it was very common to have what we called specials. And so you would have like maybe a 3-song worship set, which you were singing, you know, every Chris Tomlin song. And then after that, you would stop and have prayer and normally do the offering or something like that. And then if you were passing the plates, that was also a common time to have a special music. And then you would have somebody get up and sing a solo or maybe a duet or a trio or something. It was a very special like time, and that song was made to be very presentational. Like, okay, guys, sit down. You're not singing along with this one. You're just going to watch us.
Don't put the words up. I don't want to sing it. Keep them down.
So that was very commonplace, I think, through the 80s, 90s, and even to the early 2000s. And the church kind of transitioned away from that. And I think it was probably a healthy thing that we did, because a lot of times those specials became a point of contention for people. Like, either one, why did they get to go up and I haven't got to do a special in a while, and they've done 3 specials, and you know, so I think that was a problem where ego was starting to enter. And then I also think that sometimes it was a question of like, is this just a matter of like, wow, that person can sing really high notes, and you know, we'd wait until they got to the end to see whether or not their voice was going to crack or not. And so I think we've kind of moved away from that, where it's like, look, we're singing and worshiping together as a group. And I think the kind of the modern church service has kind of evolved in that way. All right, so we've beat that question to death. All right, you had a question for us, Zachary.
I did. I had a question.
This is kind of like a follow-up for the Q&A that we did last week.
Yeah. If you could ask God anything, like what's the first thing you're going to ask God when you get to heaven? We all have had that thought, like, I can't wait to get to heaven and know the ins and outs of this one. What would it be, and why?
Mine's a pretty simple one.
No?
So, I mean, if you're hoping to drag this out for a long period of time, I apologize.
It's all good.
Now,
It's all good.
it wouldn't have been, maybe I'm weird in this way, but it wouldn't have been about anything that's already happened.
Okay.
I would say, what's next?
Nice.
And because to me, that is one of the biggest mysteries. I mean, I have scripture to tell me what has been, and I have the word revealing to me why God does what he does. And as I get to know him better, maybe I understand his actions and his motives better. And quite honestly, I feel like once I'm there, all that stuff won't matter anyhow. So I'm not going to do the Monday morning quarterback thing with God. I'm like, why'd you do that? Explain yourself. So I think I would be more curious about realizing that all of Scripture is, from Genesis to Revelation, is to reveal to man who God is and how God has loved us and how God is offering to save us. And so, yeah, it talks a little bit about the kingdom to come, but it's in pretty vague terms. And realizing that God has just as much time, because he exists outside of time, so that's kind of a weird way to say it anyhow, because he doesn't have time. He is time. But like, there's just as much God after we go to heaven as there was before.
Yeah.
And so I think about that and think, okay, well, we're not just all sitting around on golden recliners up there for the next whatever, eternity.
Yeah.
Like, what's next? And I think
honestly put my mind down such a crazy.
I know. Right?
Oh boy!
And you said it was a simple one. I like it.
Well, the question was simple. It was
His answer is not
2
simple.
words. All right, so that's my question.
That's good. That's good.
What's yours?
Why mosquitoes? What's the point of mosquitoes, man?
You're going to be in God's glory. The first words that
Why
comes out of
mosquitoes,
your mouth
man?
are,
You got one. You got
Why
one question, Zach. Tell me about the mosquitoes.
Can you explain it, please? I'm just kidding. I mean, I am curious, but I'll leave that one for later. It sounds cliche, but I am genuinely curious. Like, why does such evil things happen to such good, godly people? I just think of some of the people in my life who suffered like really crappy deaths in lives with disease and just all kinds of stuff. But they were like some of the most hardcore, God-fearing, believing people that I had ever known. And just would love to pick God's brain about, man, that person was so on fire for you. Like, why? Why did that happen to them? I just want to hear it from his lips. That one's always kind of been on my mind.
I think after the whole like hugging time and oh my gosh time, leaning towards more creation of like, what was that experience actually like? Are you done creating? Were you creating that whole time? Like, are there new species kind of like plopping up because you wanted them to? Was it actual 7 days? Was it not? Was it real days, our days? So more, I think, creation. I've been in an Old Testament class right now. And so that's we've been talking about that a lot of just, but then there was light before light. Like he said, let there be light, but there was no sun. So there's light in the world, but not the light that we say. So it's like, well, what was this creation thing all about? Yeah. What was Jesus' role? What was the Spirit's role and all that too?
That's good.
Some creation questions.
Yeah, correct. Like, why did you create mosquitoes?
Right.
That's why would you do that, God?
So,
we're on the same page.
Yeah. Why mosquitoes? Tell me about creation and what are we doing next for the millennium? Gotcha. All right. That's pretty clear.
There you go.
All right. Well, we would love to hear from you to know what it is that you would like to ask God. You can share that question with us in the comments on social media or by emailing podcast@shepnaz.org. We always enjoy hearing from all of you, and we'll even maybe bring it up next time around if you give us that information. You can also check out everything that's going on in the church by going to shepnaz.org and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. For Pastors Zack and Noah, I'm Joe. Have a great day. This podcast is a production of the Shepherd Church of the Nazarene, Gahanna, Ohio. Email to podcast@shepnaz.org and let us know what you think.